Welcome to the Holidays to Switzerland podcast. If you're planning a trip to Switzerland, this is the podcast for you. I'm your host, Carolyn Schonefinger, the founder of holidaystoswitzerland.com. And in each episode, my expert guests and I share practical tips to help you plan your dream trip to Switzerland. You'll get helpful advice about travelling around Switzerland and hear about the most popular destinations, as well as some hidden gems. And we'll introduce you to plenty of wonderful experiences that you can enjoy as part of your Swiss vacation. Each episode is packed with expert tips, itinerary ideas, and inspiration to help make your Swiss vacation planning easy. So let's dive in. Grüezi, hello, and welcome to this week's episode. Today, we're going on a festive journey through Switzerland during the Advent season, a very special time of year. It's the time when Swiss cities sparkle with lights, markets buzz with holiday cheer, and snowy landscapes look like they're straight from a postcard. Last year, I was fortunate to spend some time in Switzerland during December, and whilst visiting the Christmas markets was definitely one of the highlights, there are some other really unique experiences that I think you'll enjoy knowing about too. So today I'm going to share some of these authentic Christmas experiences with you. And I'll sprinkle in a few handy tips and little local secrets to make your trip even more special. So grab a cup of hot chocolate, get cozy, and get ready to learn about some of the unique Christmas experiences you can enjoy in Switzerland. Our first stop is Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, which really knows how to celebrate the season. There are numerous different Christmas markets, including an indoor market in the main hall of Zurich's main train station. But just a short walk from the train station on Werdmühlplatz is where you'll find the singing Christmas tree. Just imagine a choir performing amongst the green foliage of a tree-shaped stage. It's very festive, unique, and a favourite for both locals and visitors. My tip if you're heading to the singing Christmas tree is to arrive early if you want a place close to the stage. Then you can stroll along Bahnhofstrasse, Zurich's most expensive shopping street, to see what's affectionately known as the Lucy lights. These dazzling illuminations transform the street into a sparkling winter wonderland. In total, there are 11,500 lights strung along Bahnhofstrasse for over 1 kilometre, and it really is a magical sight. Nearby, there are also fantastic light displays on Rennweg and Neumarkt. And on Lauernplatz, you'll find star-shaped coloured lights all made from recycled PET bottles decorating the square. Now, that is something unique. As you're wandering around the streets of Zurich admiring the lights and checking out the singing Christmas tree, keep an eye out for the bright red Marley tram. This is exclusively for children aged from 4 to 9 years old, and the excited passengers are read Christmas stories by 2 angels, whilst Santa drives the festively decorated tram through the city streets. It's a very popular experience for local children, so tickets must be purchased in advance. Now, the stories are only read in German, so keep that in mind if you're thinking of booking your kids on the tram too. One of the tram stops is at Bellevue, and that's a really great place to take photos of this iconic Zurich tram. You can hear more about Zurich's Christmas markets in episode 90, which I'll link to in the show notes, along with links to all those different experiences that I just mentioned. Next, we head on to Lucerne, one of the most attractive cities in Switzerland with its beautiful lake and mountain views. A highlight here is the new Christmas train, which takes passengers on a city tour through Lucerne's festively decorated streets. On the hour-long ride, you'll hear stories of Lucerne's Christmas past and admire beautifully lit alleys, glittering squares, and go past fragrant Christmas huts. The train will operate daily at 6 p.m. from the 23rd of November until the end of December this year. And again, if you're interested in riding on the train, make sure you book your tickets early. If you're a music lover who's visiting Lucerne just before Christmas, you should definitely head to the stage on Europaplatz for Lucerne's Advent concerts. Various choirs, bands, and musicians will perform free concerts every Thursday to Sunday during the Advent season. Now we move on to Montreux, the beautiful city perched on the shores of Lake Geneva in the west of Switzerland. The Christmas market here is absolutely stunning. I really loved visiting this one last year. It features artisan stalls and chalets selling festive foods right alongside the lake, so the setting alone is just magical. But the real magic, even for adults, it's the flying Santa. And this was one of the things that I just loved most about my winter trip to Switzerland. Santa actually flies above the market in his sleigh pulled by his reindeer. It's a sight that kids and adults will never forget. You can see the flying Santa every day at 5 p.m, 6 p.m, and 7 p.m, and there's an extra flight at 4 p.m. on weekends. Don't miss it if you're in Montreux between the second last Thursday in November and Christmas Eve. Another unique experience you can enjoy whilst in Montreux is a visit to Santa's house at Roche-de-Naye. Perched above the lake with panoramic alpine views, the mountaintop is a winter wonderland. Here, children can meet Santa Claus and receive a special gift from him. And the whole area around Santa's house is beautifully decorated with lights and little characters. It's a great experience. Although the weather wasn't good on the day that I visited, and therefore the views from the summit were pretty much non-existent, it was still a great experience and such a thrill to see the joy and anticipation on the faces of all the children as we rode up to the mountaintop on the cogwheel train. In the country south, the town of Locarno's main square, Piazza Grande, transforms into a winter village known as Winterland in the Advent season. There's something for everyone here, from food stands and pop-up restaurants to an ice rink, ice mini golf, and even children's rides and free concerts, and a karaoke gondola. And this year's Winterland will also feature an immersive audio-visual show of the fairy tale In the Heart of Time. The lights will be projected onto the buildings around Piazza Grande and Piazza Magnolia. Now, that would be something amazing to witness. And in the alpine town of Lenzerheide in Graubünden in the country's east, a really popular Christmas event is the Enchanted Forest. In the middle of a snow-covered forest, trees are illuminated with atmospheric installations. There are live performances on the forest stage, and classical concerts take place along the forest trail. This magical experience runs from December 12 to 30 this year, and tickets are required. So jump online and book your tickets if you're heading to Graubünden to see the forest illuminated in colour. This is just a very small selection of the unique experiences that you can have in Switzerland in the lead up to Christmas. Most towns and villages have a Christmas market. Sometimes it may just be for a weekend, or it may take place for the whole duration of the Advent season. Most Christmas markets finish on December the 24th, but there are a couple, including Stein am Rhein and Locarno, which open until early January. Now, before we wrap up, here are a few tips to make your Swiss winter trip smooth and stress-free. Dress in layers. You'll definitely need thermals, warm socks, and waterproof boots. But keep in mind that whilst it can be really cold or wet outside, indoors it can be very warm. So layers mean you can adjust your clothing accordingly. Check the opening hours. Most shops and businesses are closed on Sundays, and they close early on Christmas Eve as well. There are a couple of public holidays to know about if you're visiting over the Christmas period. Christmas Day, the 25th of December, is a public holiday in Switzerland, and so is the 26th of December in some cantons. Public transport still operates on public holidays, but it may be on a reduced timetable, so make sure you check ahead. Sunset is around 4:30 in the afternoon in December, so plan your sightseeing early if you want to do so in the light. But the Christmas markets are very atmospheric once the sun has gone down and all those twinkling lights are sparkling. Keep an eye on the weather, and my tip here is to download the Meteo Swiss app for the most up-to-date and accurate weather information. If you're planning on dining out, especially on one of those public holidays that I mentioned, definitely book early. Make sure you try the local Christmas treats. You might like to try Mailanderly cookies, glühwein, the beautiful mulled wine, or roasted chestnuts. These are all available at the markets. They're seasonal favourites that make that experience feel extra special. So there you have it. Zurich, Lucerne, Montreux, Lucerne, and Lenzerheide each offer a unique slice of Swiss Christmas magic. Singing trees, flying Santas, enchanted forests, and glittering cities of lights. Switzerland really knows how to make the Christmas season unforgettable. I hope this inspires you to explore both the big cities and the charming towns for a festive winter adventure. Believe me, it's an experience you'll never forget. But Switzerland in winter is not only for those seeking Christmas experiences or for skiers and snow enthusiasts. There are lots of mountain excursions available for sightseers, as well as museums and chocolate and cheese factories to visit. There is lots more useful information about visiting Switzerland in winter on holidaystoSwitzerland.com. And I also have a free Winter in Switzerland checklist that you can download. I'll include a link to it and other helpful winter trip planning resources in the show notes, which you'll find at holidaystoSwitzerland.com/episode 162. Thanks very much for joining me today. If you have found this episode or any previous episodes helpful, or you have some feedback about the podcast, I'd love to hear from you. And if you are planning to visit Switzerland this Christmas, please do tell me your plans. Send me an email to podcast@holidaystoSwitzerland.com. Wishing you and your family a magical Christmas season. And until next time, frohe Weihnachten. Tschüss.